What is good, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters? It's your boy, the Truth 31. Hit like, subscribe for all that DC goodness on your face, neck, and chest. And you know what really pisses me off is that we never got to see a Deathstroke movie. We never got to see what could have been one of the best, badass, violent action movies of all time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, so Gareth Evans, who is the director of the two best action movies of all time, The Raid and Raid 2 Redemption. If you haven't seen those movies, my God, you are missing out because it's one of the best choreographed action scenes of all time. It has a really great story, a gripping story. It's a crime drama mixed with action of Die Hard and all the kung fu movies of the past, and it's so fucking brilliant. It again, I cannot fucking get on my knees and suck this movie hard enough because it is phenomenal. Go watch it right now. But back in 2017, with the whole debacle of Justice League, what was going on, Gareth Evans was actually pitched an idea to direct a Deathstroke movie, and his pitch sounded phenomenal because we were going to get an origin story, but a very brief, minimal origin story just to let the audience know who this character is and what he went through, his whole transformation as the character of Deathstroke. And it would have been a lean 90-minute action film, just like the story here and there, but the main focus would have been the action. And can you fucking imagine, like I said, and for the people who have seen The Raid and Raid Redemption Part 2, they know what I'm talking about. Because if this guy would have been given the fucking keys to the kingdom of making a Deathstroke movie, Deathstroke right now would be one of the most popular characters ever, especially when it comes to action films, especially when it comes to the DCEU. That would have hyped up the fucking DCEU even more, and seeing Ben Affleck go toe to toe with Deathstroke. Oh my God, that would have been fucking amazing. It would have been amazing because it just would have been a 90-minute action film, like the good old days from the fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and the Sly Stallone movies and the Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. Like it would have been a nice throwback to the 80s and 90s action movie, but done so well. And the fact that we didn't get a chance to see that shit just pisses me off, man, because it would have been fucking amazing. And of course, like I said, with the whole debacle of Justice League and fucking Jeff Johns and Ben Affleck leaving and the whole DCEU being in fucking limbo, you know, he developed the film for a year, but then of course in 2018 he left because of everything that was going on with all the backstage politics bullshit. Just like, ugh, it really fucking pains me. It really pisses me off that we never got to see it, because what he would have done with that franchise, if it would have been successful, and trust me, it would have been, because again, this guy, he's a good storyteller, but the action is where he really fucking excels, and he would have just given us something that we never would have seen as far as, you know, comic book movie action goes, and it would have been fucking rated R, because Deathstroke is a rated R character. You can't make a Deathstroke movie PG-13. I'm sorry, get that shit out of here. And Gareth Evans would have made an R-rated movie. But obviously, with everything that went on backstage, you know, with the politics and all that shit, it just, oh man, it just irks me. It's like, damn. But now I'm thinking, okay, now since we're getting the Snyder cut and all the old executives are fucking gone and Jeff Johns is bye-bye, I'm thinking like, okay, if the Snyder cut is successful, which I think it will be, this leads me to believe, like, if Deathstroke really shines in this movie, again, I don't know how much of a part he's going to get in this movie, because Joe is a big fan of the character. He's a big comic book head. He's a fucking nerd. He's a 6'5" nerd, and he loves the character. He's done so much research on the character, and he loves the character. So why wouldn't he come back? And I'm thinking, if it's a massive success on HBO Max, why not just contact Gareth Evans and get that ball and train rolling again? Because, you know, HBO Max, I'm sure, will love more DC content. And Gareth Evans, if he's still interested, why not just, you know, call him back and like, hey, we know you were developing a Deathstroke. We know all the bullshit that fucking happened. That's not going to happen here. So come back and develop your Deathstroke movie. And we could see a solo origin movie for Deathstroke, or maybe like a miniseries, because everything's gonna be a fucking miniseries on HBO Max anyway. It's that's the route we're going. Just miniseries and fucking and on HBO Max, and movies on HBO Max, because nothing's going to theaters. But if this is successful, and Deathstroke is gonna play a major part in the Snyder Cut Justice League and the Nightmare scenes or whatever, why not just have him come back for a Deathstroke movie or Deathstroke miniseries? And especially since the animated movie just came out, more and more people are starting to realize how cool this Deathstroke character is with the more exposure this character gets. So it's a win-win for Joe, it's a win-win for us, and it's a win-win for Gareth Evans to really showcase his stuff on the mainstream, especially with a badass R-rated Deathstroke movie. So those are my thoughts. Smash that fucking like button, my beautiful DC brothers and sisters. Subscribe, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram. Let's continue having a DC conversation. And as always, support DC, love DC. Would you like to see a fucking badass Deathstroke movie with Gareth Evans? Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think, because I promise you it will be fucking epic. Oh, I can't wait for this shit. And as always, truth out.